What's up YouTube, it's your man BT and I'm back with another video. And in today's video, man, we are continuing a video that I did a few months ago on the 10 reasons I believe that men fail women. I gave you the first 5 in the other video, so I'm gonna finish off with those other 5. But before I get into all that, if you're watching my videos for the first time, I'm BT Bonner and I create videos where we have intelligent conversations that we can take out into the world and hopefully they can help us on the road to becoming better people. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Number 6 is pride, the ability to say I'm wrong or I'm sorry. You know, those are really powerful things in a relationship, and sometimes men, because of their stubborn pride, they can lose sight of those things. Sometimes men are just way too immature to admit that they're wrong, or they don't have the answers, or they just don't have everything figured out. And sometimes men are just too immature to open up and admit to being wrong or admit to being flawed. But that's not an alpha characteristic. That's the sign of a man being stubborn or too prideful to just be real about it and admit that you don't have it all figured out. And because men are not perfect, because no one is perfect, you're not supposed to have all the answers. And any woman that suggests that a man is less than because he doesn't have everything figured out, that's not a problem with the man, that's a problem with the woman. The problem with the man is that we let our pride override our common sense. So if you're wondering why that man failed you, it could just be a case of his stubborn pride. Number 7 is financial irresponsibility. We live in a world of comparison. So for a man to come short to the table financially is huge, and it can lead to a lot of feelings of guilt. And a lot of men can feel like they're less than, especially if it's a situation where the woman makes more money than a man. Oh man, the men are out there in the streets, they're trying their best to get it. And then when they fall short, they turn around and say, hey, we're supposed to be in this together, so I'm not supposed to shoulder the whole load anyway, which I believe is true. I don't believe that a man's supposed to just literally dole out, pay for everything, be everything, and a woman's supposed to keep her coins in her purse. If we are truly together, I believe that it should be a shared responsibility. Who's gonna shoulder the greater load? I don't know. It's different for everyone. It depends on your financial position, but it also depends on what you're working toward. If you're working to truly build something together, then it shouldn't be mine's and yours. It should be a case of ours. So whatever money that we're not spending on this and that, we should have a plan for. We should be investing it. We should be saving it. Whatever your financial goals are, you should be trying to meet your financial goals. But for men, they can take on this pressure of finance because society has told us, or society has directed us in such a way to where men believe that we're supposed to be all and do all. Sometimes men fall into that trap of financial irresponsibility. Then they turn around and look at the woman and say, hey, it's supposed to be like this, and you're supposed to be helping me do all this. And if a woman makes more money, sometimes it's a situation where it allows a man to be more financially irresponsible and then turn around on the backside and say, hey, we're supposed to be a team. We're supposed to be working together. But the problem is, it's not sometimes what you make, is what you do with what you do have. So if you wonder why a man failed you or why a man just wasn't able to come through, it could be the pressure that comes along with his own financial irresponsibility. Number 8 is when a man doesn't value his woman's opinion. Now there's an old saying, listen to the woman, and I believe in that, but it's something about men feeling like they have to have all the answers or be in control so much to the point where they don't want to admit any kind of weakness or flaw in any way to their woman. They'll seek advice, they'll seek it from their friends, they'll seek it from family members before they just go to a woman and say, hey, let's sit down and have a discussion about this, because this not only affects my ability to lead this family, this affects both of us. It affects both of our ability to eat. So as far as inclusion goes, you want to be included? Well, here you go. I'm going to include you on this because I value your opinion. A woman should be weary of a man who takes risks or who does things unnecessarily or who intentionally hides things that are going on inside of him or inside of the relationship because they don't want to come to a woman. That goes back to pride. That's a pride issue where a man is not sharing with a woman because he feels like he should be making all of the decisions himself and shouldering the burden by himself. So if you are wondering why that man failed you, it could be a situation where he just feels like he has it all together and it's his job and he doesn't value your opinion. He may think he just knows more than you, or he should, as the head of the family, he should have it all together, or he should know more than you. But a good man, he values his woman's opinion. I'd rather go to my woman with a situation that involves us as opposed to taking it to my friend and having him help me solve a problem that has absolutely nothing to do with him. Number 9 is men who give up too quickly. Now, I can attest to that firsthand because I've been that dude. When things get tough, things just way too much, to shoulder. A man can just throw his hands up in the air and say, you know what, I give up. It's just too much. It's the finances, it's the woman, it's the kids, it's the dynamic of a relationship. It's not working for me. It's too much damn work. Usually that happens because a man is not sharing anything. He's keeping it all inside. He's trying to prove that he's alpha male and he can handle it all. And then when it all comes down, tumbling upon his head, then he wants to give up. And it's not a situation where he doesn't love you or something like that. It could be just the fact that it's too much for him to deal with. And he's just like, okay, I'm out. I think instead of giving up, men should try more inclusion. Bring this woman in. Don't sit there, beat your chest and say, I have it all figured out when you don't. Because a good woman is supposed to have your back and they could help you out and give you some information that you may not have even been thinking of. That's what their role is, to assist you on your role to leading the family dynamic. You lead and she's right there with you. If you're just imagine you're driving in the car and you got all these things on your mind and you miss your turn. Would you rather just miss your turn, or would you rather have someone that has your back that say, hey baby, you should be making a right up here? Number 10, and this is huge, man. We don't listen. Listen to the woman. As men, we want to know it all. We want to be it all. We want to do everything. A lot of men have that Superman syndrome, and it's great as long as things are going fine, but the minute something goes wrong, it's like, why didn't you take this to her? She, sit her down and say, hey, baby, come here. Come and sit here so we can have a conversation and work some things out. You're not sharing it. I think that if more men actually trusted their women enough to share with them, it can make the load a lot easier for them. So why don't men listen? There's only really 2 reasons that men don't listen. 1 is because they don't value their woman's opinion, or 2, they're too stubborn to admit that they just don't have all the answer. And I'm gonna leave you with this, especially if you're a man out here listening. Don't let your ego cause you to lose a good woman, because a good woman will not tell you anything wrong. They're going to tell you things that are best for them and best for you. So there you have it. That's my list of the 10 reasons that I believe that men fail women. Leave a comment down below and let me know if I hit the mark on these last 5. And as always, I invite you to subscribe to my channel, BT Bonner. As I've said in the last couple of videos, I am in a race to hit my first 1,000 subscribers. and I would appreciate your support. I'm BT Bonner. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good weekend. Peace.